Man, you just laying right there in your bed, sleeping. Then all of a sudden you hear.
I didn't
hear. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards, episode 82, our season finale. Jamie, how the heck you doing, man?
It's the Evening Zoo, Brad.
The Evening Zoo.
The Evening Zoo.
The Evening Zoo is.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the last episode of Race Car Spelled Backwards.
As you know,
because the season is over.
It is over.
It's done.
They finished it.
And we saved the best for last for our listeners because we had work to do.
We got stuff to do, people.
You've already listened to your download, your what they call them watchers on the tower, boys?
Spotters.
No, I didn't really want you to say it.
Oh.
I wanted you to act even more confused.
Man, the more you talk, the
Door,
more I get.
boy, Everclear.
I know it's Thursday. We had a work trip we had to go on, so
Denny Hampton.
Just getting back. I have listened to Actions Detrimental. I have not listened to Door Bumper Clear yet.
I have not listened to. I listened to Dale Harvick, but it was not related to the
championship. I haven't listened to Dale and Harvick yet. I did listen to Dale and Mike talk about the race.
I do not want to be influenced by those other podcasters that have lesser quality than us. We got this we got the pocket studio and
all those peons.
$25 microphones. I think our stands cost more than a microphone.
Well, this episode, say thanks to my dad. He's been listening since the beginning. His birthday's coming up, so happy early birthday.
David's a good guy.
You know David?
Isn't he your father, David? Yes.
I'm just messing with you.
I know a bunch of Davids, but I thought we were in particular talking about David Cardan.
Yeah,
Kardashian.
He's been listening since day one, so we appreciate that. And since it's our season finale, I want to thank everybody for listening. Like Janet, Eric, we greatly appreciate y'all. Deb,
Brian, I wore this for Brandon. David today.
Did you?
Wasn't he a big AC/DC friend?
He did like AC. Is that what that hat is? An AC/DC hat?
Yeah, it's an AC/DC hat.
It looks like an old person hat.
I think they're about 30 years older than us. Dude, one died of dementia already. Malcolm Young has died of dementia.
I don't think I'd wear that hat. I'm just saying.
You think it causes dementia?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Cause head sweats.
Some people might say,
is it hot?
I was born with dementia.
Looks like a dress hat for an old person.
She was a fast machine. She kept the motor clean. She drove that NASCAR in. The car was pristine.
Yeah.
That's all the rhymes I could come up with.
Oh, okay. So this is our season finale. The race season.
Hocevar shook me all night long as he was running into my bumper. How about that?
Okay.
Thanks, David.
This is the end of season 2. Next time you hear us will be. All right, Ben Rose.
I've eaten nothing but coffee today. Excuse me.
You've eaten nothing but coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
Sounds like you've drank something.
Coffee.
Just a lot of it.
Lots of coffee. I had to get up early to go see a customer this morning, and I
drank a lot of coffee.
Yesterday was a travel day, and I saw 3 customers.
Coffee makes me pee, so I haven't had any recently.
Makes me poop.
Makes you poop?
Quite regular, like.
Well, that's good.
That's why when I watch NASCAR, I don't understand all these pills to make you poop. Can't you just drink coffee?
They have pills to make you stop pooping too on there.
That's because you OD'd on the pooping pills.
You took too many poopers.
You got to
take these non-poopers.
Take the blockers.
All right, so we're going to split the podcast up into 2 podcasts. This is the end of season 2. Race Car Spelled Backwards. We'll be back with season 3 next February, I guess.
We don't have any more time to record, so aren't they going to be 2 1 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you'll still get about an hour-long podcast for Race Car Spelled Backwards, and the new podcast we're going to start in December of this year. So we're going to take
Peeing and Pooping. Is that the name?
No. We don't have a name. If you got any suggestions for a name. So what we're going to do is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast will just be racing stuff. All the pre-stuff we talk about before we talk about racing, all the stupid meth head stories or stupid criminal stories or Us ragging
It will
on
be rated M
politicians.
for mature. We're not going to bleep out any language.
We don't bleep out any language anyway.
Oh, do I not cuss enough?
Yeah, you cuss.
What do you get, like 2 strikes?
You cuss just enough. So we'll have 2 podcasts. One, and we're going to focus next year. We're going to focus a lot more on the Xfinity series and the Truck series. I mean, that doesn't mean
Xfinity is the premier series now.
I agree with that 100%.
Ask Mr. Phelps.
I'm not asking Steve Phelps anything.
Captain Phelps. Wasn't he taken hostage in Somalia? And then he came back and ended up running NASCAR?
That was Captain Phillips.
Oh, I thought it was Phelps.
No, Phelps.
Phelps is a swimmer.
Yeah.
With like 2,000 gold medals.
Yeah, this is his cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're talking about Michael Phelps was the pothead that was also a swimmer.
Yeah, with 2,000 gold medals.
You think all that pot he smoked, he wouldn't be able to swim so fast. You know, people say pot makes you slow.
I heard he grew his own strand that made him real active.
Super speeder?
Yeah, it helped him out.
This is a performance-enhancing drug now.
That guy's swimming 85 miles an hour.
They're going to classify pot as a performance-enhancing drug.
Well, it enhanced him.
So, yeah, we'll be back in December with a new podcast. If you follow us on X, you'll be able to find out there, or on Facebook. We'll put the info out there. But
how about the shit show?
Shit show.
Or dumpster fire?
Dumpster fire? No. We'll come up with something. We'll let you know. If you got any ideas on what you call the show, you know,
taking out the trash.
Hit us up on social media and let us know. But yeah,
does that work? Taking out the trash?
Be looking out for that. You still guessing names?
How about that's what your mama said last night?
No,
no, that'd be offensive. I think.
So,
how about that's what your daddy said last night?
Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet have announced that they partnered with Flow Racing as a minority stockholder in this new high limit series they're running. They're gonna, instead of just running a handful of midweek races, the high limit series is gonna run about 50 episodes. Man, 50 races. So they'll kick off their 2024 season at East Bay Raceway Park in Tampa in February, and they'll wrap up the championship at the Texas Dirt Track at Texas Motor Speedway in October. I think it's great. They're going to have about $5 million plus in purse prizes. It's going to expand the series. I really hope we get a wing sprint car race within driving distance of here, because my goal in 2024 is to go to a wing sprint car event.
Is that next year?
Yeah, it starts next in like 2 months.
So this is 2023?
All day. Well, I mean, all year.
All year?
All day, too.
All right.
All day today.
I got you.
What year have you thought it was?
I don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah, I guess when you get
just
your
another
age.
Day.
When you get to your age.
I survived.
Right. When you get to your age, it's like, you know what? I'm just going to stop counting the years.
Mm-hmm.
So after 50, you just stop counting.
Oh, I'm the same age as Richard Petty. We're close, though. I call him Dick Petty.
Dick. Quit being a dick, Richard.
I am, Dick.
How do you think they came up with that? Like,
big boy, Dick.
You see the word. You never see. You see people call Richard Dick, but you never see anybody call their dick Richard. You ever thought?
That's true.
So how do you get Dick out of Richard?
I think one day, way back in time, King Richard.
It's not
like in England, bloody old England.
Rick Ditchard.
You know what happened? He was out there killing people, peasants that wouldn't pay his taxes. And they're like, we can't eat, King Richard. We don't have any bloody food. We can't afford to give you 2 pennies and a shave. And he said, I'm your king. I need to pay for the electricity in my palace. Oh, he is such a dick. And that's how Richard became Dick.
Okay.
Back in the medieval times of America. No, that was England, because we ain't got no kings. That's coming up, though.
Is it?
Could be.
You think?
I think one of the 2 guys running will be king. Self-declared. I mean, there'll be a revolution.
Did you watch the debate?
What were they fighting over?
Everything.
I mean, I did not, because it scares me that America is...
These are our
we can
options.
talk about this in our new show, but yeah, this is our 2 options.
I wasn't...
At least none of them seem senile like the 2 front runners.
I wasn't necessarily impressed with the debate, to be honest with you. I don't understand why if the federal government has nothing to do with it, why is the federal government debating it? Like, I'm not going to get into a pro-life, pro-choice argument,
but states have now decided. Isn't that okay?
So hear me out.
Majority rules.
If it's up to the states on abortion, then why is the federal government getting involved with it?
No, it was the Supreme Court that kicked it back to the states.
Okay.
So now the states are deciding.
Yes. Now the people in each state gets to decide. But why are we discussing it on a presidential debate when it has nothing to do with the president? You see what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't have if the president got there.
Yeah, Biden had nothing to do with it.
That's what I'm...
I see what you're saying. It's not a presidential decision.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So why are they debating it during the debate last night?
Because they got...
To me, it's just a waste of time. I want you to get up there and talk about
Let me tell you...
about the issues that you control. Like, state-based issues like that should be discussed with the governor when he's running for office.
But they call it a political race, right?
Get up there. Yeah, but get up there and talk about what... I don't want to hear the presidential debate. I don't want them to get up there and talk about how they're running NASCAR right now because it has nothing to do with it.
No, but here's my feelings, and this is why I'm not watching it. You have... if I'm running against you, and I was a little amateur politician there for a while.
Yeah, we got kicked out.
So I want to prove to you I'm better than the competition, right?
Yeah.
Well, how come they're all afraid to talk about Donald Trump? And I'm not picking on Trump. What I'm saying is he's a no-show, and they're pussyfooting around him like he's there.
Okay.
And they don't want to offend him. So they're running. They're not even running for president. They're running for what? Secretary of State?
I think the reason they don't mention Trump whatsoever.
He's a front runner, though.
But I think the reason they don't mention him is because they know as soon as they say something bad about him, he's going to attack them very publicly.
Okay. Attack back.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Don't be a wimp.
They're not going to.
You know why he's so successful? Because most politicians, this is their career, and they have thin skin. They're afraid of them.
Yeah.
Christie doesn't seem to be, but he's kind of in his own little hateful little ball of anger. He is a ball of anger. Look at him. He's a butterball.
I'm just not I'm just not a fan. I'm not even going there. I'm just not a fan of him.
I'm not saying I'm a fan. I'm just saying he's the only one that'll attack, and he's what?
He did have one of the best.
Is he on the last place?
I think when they were talking about abortion and stuff, one of his answers was like, it's a state issue. And that was his answer, basically, was saying it's a state issue. And I appreciate that answer because it is. So, I mean,
So this is just...
I don't like either party, man. Like, because my thing is...
I hate both of them.
Career politicians...
It's corrupt, both sides.
Yeah, they're just in it for themselves and they're in it for the money.
None of them retire poor.
No,
but they only make $170,000 a year.
Yeah, and they're millionaires.
Yeah, how does that happen? To be honest, the one I like Nikki Haley. I think the first female president should be a Republican.
A woman.
Well, should be a woman.
I think the first female president, you heard it here first, people. The first female president should be a woman.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, it should be. Because, like, nowadays, it don't have to be.
No, it's just whatever you declare yourself as. But anyway, back to racing.
Well, I do. These stickers.
Oh, she makes some damn good stickers.
Sydney made these stickers for us with Janet's idea. Janet come up with an idea for stickers, and Sydney made these. So designs by Sydney. Sydney over there, she hooked us up.
I love our listeners.
I do too. Like, these stickers are probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like,
you can be a libertarian
it's on the back of my phone case now. Like,
don't get offended with our discussion. I'm a libertarian, which means don't take anything I'm allowed to do away from me. Give me more freedom. But that's
why we dressed up like George.
I want Democrats to listen to us. I want Republicans, libertarians.
I want everybody to listen.
Do you want Humas to
We're
listen to us?
We're not for everybody.
Do you want Humas to listen to us?
We're not for everybody, and that's okay. We're not going to be for everybody.
You're not going to answer me on the Humas?
Do I want them to listen?
Don't piss me off, Brad. I'm going to do the...
I'm going to hit you in the head with this paper in a minute.
I'm really afraid.
That's all I got.
I'm so afraid.
I got these bottles, but
I'm
they're worth
so
way more.
afraid. Hey, look, she even got your Vans real good in my Hey Dudes.
What if we just broke out in a fist
That's
fight?
like generational difference. Hey Dudes and Vans. I used to wear Vans, and then I grew into my Hey Dudes.
Yep. I'm still wearing the Vans, people. And what if we just broke out into a fight?
Fake NASCAR fight?
Yeah. That's what they... Who are the ones that John
Don't
West...
cut me off!
Who were the two guys that got into John West Townsley, and what's the other guy's name?
My favorite was Gibbs and Mayer.
Oh, that was a knockout.
Dude, Mayer is like 10 feet tall, and Little Gibby.
Can you imagine Joe Gibbs and Richard Childress getting into a fight?
That'd be awesome.
Oh, good shit, boy.
Hold my watch.
Hold my watch. Hold my cane.
Joe would say, hold my teeth. He's like, cost me $5,000. Hold my teeth, boy.
Hold my teeth.
Hold my teeth.
So Kevin Harvick wrapped up his full-time NASCAR Cup career on Sunday. I remember watching Kevin Harvick win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the white 29 Goodwrench car after Dale Earnhardt died. I remember watching Chocolate Myers jump over the wall. I remember nobody left. Like,
everybody stood up doing 3.
Yeah. There was grown men, a sea of grown men crying. Like, nobody left the stands. It didn't matter who you pulled for in that moment. 100% of the fan base was brought together. Like, I guarantee you nobody left because we didn't leave. We stayed there for Kevin Harvick when he turned around and come around holding the 3 fingers out the window after he won. I mean, that's my first, like, when I think back on Kevin Harvick, that's my first real memory of Harvick, was then.
I remember doing some Xfinity.
I mean,
but no, he was not.
At that age, I wasn't. I was.
Well, you know, the great thing was,
I think I was a senior in high school.
Everybody wanted him to win.
Yeah.
I was a Tony Stewart fan at that time, but I wanted Harvick to win.
The only Xfinity stuff I knew was Dale Jr., so I don't think I was necessarily watching Xfinity series hardcore at that point. But
I went to the same race. I went there because I wanted to see Harvick win.
I remember,
dude, it was total shock that senior. I mean, just total shock.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
I mean, oh my goodness!
I called my girlfriend, now wife, from the hotel in Florida. Just
your first wife?
My current wife.
Isn't that your first wife?
Yeah.
I know. It sounds like you've been divorced when you say first wife.
Your first wife?
I'm still on my first wife.
Still on your first one. It's working out. It's working out. I think I'm going to keep her.
Well, we know divorced people will talk about their second and third wife. Why can't we call our first wife our first wife?
You know there's a limit on how many times you can get married in the state of Georgia?
No, not that I've ever looked up to see my limit. What's the limit?
I don't know.
Is it like you should?
It's like 8.
That's a lot, though.
That's what I was thinking. Like, that's a lot of money. Because you got to pay for the marriage.
Dude, you're dirt poor.
Pay for the divorce.
You can start
pay for the marriage. Pay for the divorce. Pay for the marriage. Pay for the divorce.
You can start out as Jeff Bezos.
And you'd be broke.
You'd be broke after 8.
That'd be horrible.
You'd have to go from your Lamborghini on the 8th divorce to your used 20-year-old Corvette. You wouldn't be playing Rocket Man either.
Pocket Rocket?
Yeah, he got that Blue Origin.
All right, so let's talk about the state of the sport address that NASCAR had last week. Now,
we're so
I'm just going to prepare y'all. Jamie is not a fan of this.
We're out of touch.
I think it's just...
We're not sure what we're doing here.
All it is that look at me, look at me, look at this, look at how cool I am, look at how good I am, look at what I've done. I've done this. We're so great. There's no... And the more I think about it, do I expect them to get up there and bash NASCAR? No. But I do expect them to own it, man. Like, I love this sport with a passion. But
we want it to survive.
Yes.
We don't want it to disappear.
NASCAR's so focused on the casual fan, bringing in the new casual fan that I've heard some people say that they're starting to kind of turn back to us, but I don't see it.
Isn't it? What's that old saying?
They're not
cut off your nose and spite your face.
Yeah. They're not catering at all to the diehard fan. Like,
well, they're tamping down personality and finding you.
Yeah, I think me and you would be considered diehard fans. I watched the truck race, I watched the Xfinity race, I watched the Cup race. Heck, I watched qualifying and practice for all 3 series.
I watched the recap.
I watched the race hub and that stuff during the week. I mean, my Twitter page is full of NASCAR stuff. So.
Do you think it's the Race Hub studio where they call the truck race from?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it just the trailer that they used to take to races when they were actually traveling? I don't know.
I think they've got a basement somewhere they're doing it in. So Steve Phelps, one of the things he said was, for the people who think that the playoffs are gimmicky, it's not. It's an incredible system that rewards the best drivers in the sport. My problem with his answer is he's telling me how to think. I do think it's gimmicky because it's a gimmick, but I like it. I like the playoffs. I don't necessarily like the one race championship deal. I would like to see that expanded to a couple races.
Why not have the last 4 race more than once? 3 races. We don't have to add races. We can go back 3.
That's what I'm saying. So, like the round we cut 8 off.
And we don't cut anyone out of the 4 for the last 3 races.
Correct. I'd be all right with an 8.
It's points.
An 8-car race.
It's points.
8 cars, race it out for the championship.
Yeah. Those are the guys that can race for points. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, or 4. However you want to do the final 4, I'm good with that too. But I think you give them a short track, a 1.5-mile track, and a super speedway.
But I just feel like
a road course, but make it a 3-car shootout. But back to Steve Phelps' answer, I don't like the fact that he's correcting us. Own it, man. Say it's a gimmick. Say it's a gimmick. Gimmicks can be good, right?
Well, yeah.
So
he doesn't have to call it a gimmick. We've just made it more exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know, man. You know what I felt like at the end of their little briefing on the state of NASCAR?
What?
We don't want your opinion, Jamie. We want your dollars.
Yes. Steve Phelps must be the corporate face. He's the guy that talks to corporate America sponsors.
Well, you saw little stripy stripes on his suit.
So he's the guy, he's Mr. Corporate, and O'Donnell's more fan-facing, driver-facing, right?
O'Donnell seemed more human.
Down to earth.
Yeah.
Like, they admitted to having that they were working on the short track program. So it's not perfect. But then you get up here and you tell me it's perfect. You tell me you got the best drivers in the world, then we have a truck race like we had. You know, it's then you say TV ratings are down at the first part of the year. You're going to blame the weather?
Well, it's kind of like they said, hey.
They blamed Chase Elliott all year.
We want you to watch, but we don't want you to watch.
Yeah.
Double talk.
Well, they don't care. That's what I feel like. They don't care if we watch or not. I don't care. I don't think Fox cares if we tune into the truck race.
You know what I want, though? I would much rather, instead of Phelps, throw Ben Kennedy up there. I want the people that own this up there in the spotlight. They own it. Have you noticed without the France family in front of the camera, things have gone to shit?
I mean, they're chasing that Game 7 moment. They're chasing that fourth quarter, 2 minutes to go.
Well, they're not chasing it enough if it's all going to be at Phoenix again next year.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they've invested so much corporate money. Like, you heard Phelps say it. When they get off the plane in Phoenix, the people embrace them. And he also said the corporations embrace them. Like that. Look,
they need their money. Good for them.
Yeah, they need their money, but your main focus can't be corporations and corporate money. It needs to be the fan base. Like,
the problem is
just give me a hug. You know, pretend you like me. That's all.
Well, the problem is, I mean, we've gone to 3, 4 races, 6 races last year. We did not have a bad experience at the track. Well, but you need to bring that experience to the television to make me a part of it, just like I'm there for me to want to watch.
Yeah, so sellouts are up 50% this year, and then TV ratings are down this year.
Well, I remember as a kid, they were sold out. Everything was sold out. There was no Bristol. Your granddaddy had to die for you to get tickets.
They asked Steve O'Donnell about the inconsistencies in the calls that have been made this year. He got pretty defensive there. You know, they have the best officials in sports anywhere, any sport.
He said they own it.
They are the best.
Do they
but
really? I didn't see
but
that.
then he said, yeah, like they own it, and that they
We make a mistake, we own it.
They can't get it right 100% of the time. Okay. So when asked about the lack of star power in the sport, and this is something we talk about a lot on here, Phelps said that it's up to everyone from NASCAR, the teams, the drivers, the tracks, everybody to fix that problem.
So it's all of our
He
faults.
doesn't think that there's a problem with it, which, look, you want to know why you don't have any star power? One, I think most NASCAR drivers were the quiet kids in school because their only focus was to race cars.
Oh, they're probably going home and
they were the
checking gap on their race car.
Yeah, I mean, they were the quiet kids. They
Balancing
probably
wheels.
weren't the popular kid in school, but you need to let them have a personality, and NASCAR has stifled the personality. They do not want you to have a personality.
Well, look, for Denny, for instance, they fined him for what he said on his podcast. You know what? After the race, let him speak freely.
Well, Steve Phelps blamed everybody except himself, and then
Because he's perfect.
O'Donnell said that they're not a soap opera.
Yeah, they are.
They're not trying to be some drama TV show like wrestling.
Truck race.
Yeah. But O'Donnell did own it and said they do need to work on telling the stories, their storytelling ability. So, no, you're not a soap opera, but you can't be boring. Let these guys get out. Like Corey Haim got out and said he didn't do it. I want to hear what Ryan Blaney said. Hell yeah, I hit him.
Or Chastain.
Or Chastain.
I ain't getting out of his way. I want to win the race.
I don't care if he's mad.
Don't care.
I want honesty. That's what I want. And that builds personality.
Didn't you have a lot more? That was way more entertaining them talking about each other that way.
100%. 100%.
What are they going to do?
I want good, solid racing on the track, and I want to be entertained. I like wrestling, however you want to say it. I like it because it's entertaining. Look, football is entertaining. Entertain me. Watching cars ride around in circles and not pass or do anything is not entertaining.
No, we do that working.
That's 285.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that. We can go sit on the side of the highway.
I mean, how many hosts of ours passed us and almost hit us today?
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I got hosts of ours 3 times this morning. So let's just jump into it. Let's talk racing. First off, I want to congratulate Ford. They wrapped up all 3 driver championships this weekend.
They weren't that great all season long. Good job, guys.
Congratulations to Ford. Say congratulations to Ben Rode. He's our Truck Series champion.
Hey,
he's
got a personality, tremendous personality.
Cole Custer, congratulations. He wrapped up the Xfinity Championship. And Ryan Blaney is our NASCAR Cup Series champion. So congratulations to all 3 of those guys.
Good job, guys.
We're going to start with the Truck Series.
Thumbs up emoji.
The Truck Series was, I mean, wow.
Well,
it was entertaining.
I got real tired, though.
Oh, I
actually got to where they would recognize. Oh, jeez.
So the FS1 started the race at 10 p.m. Eastern time, and it ended at 1 a.m. Eastern time.
I mean, that's 7 o'clock their time. Couldn't they do it an hour earlier so I could get to bed by midnight?
Exactly. Well, I don't think they expected an hour worth of overtime, but
after
they should have expected it. It's the Truck Series.
After the second caution, they should have just pulled the cars off the racetrack and let them race through the debris. Screw it.
Yep.
You created this dumpster fire?
Fox didn't even send their booth to the track. Championship race.
I love their coverage.
Yeah, it's a championship race. You keep your guys at home. Phil Parsons, for the whole last hour of the broadcast, complained about how late it was. Like, come on, guys, y'all need to finish. It's 1 a.m. Eastern time. I got to go to bed. We're already in Saturday.
Been up this late since 1972.
So we're not going to harp on Fox we have told you that they suck. The
ratings prove it.
You've probably watched and realized that they suck.
According to Steve Phelps.
Even Mr. Positive, Steve Phelps, thinks NASCAR's Truck Series coverage on Fox, actually Fox's coverage, period, sucks. And that's because it does. Look.
Well, he didn't say it that way, but he did say we did see an uptick of viewers when NBC took over.
The second half of the season. Yes. So he might as well have said it that way. No, he said it very corporate-like and professional. But, no, I mean, it says a lot. Like, here's the thing. I feel like Dale Jr. on NBC, I feel like Dale, Steve, and Jeff act like they act in real life. I feel like their true personality comes out in the NBC booth.
I think Clint Boyer acts the way he acts in real life.
No.
You don't think so?
No, I think Clint Boyer on the broadcast is very polished. He's very...
He still bounces around like a bunny rabbit.
Not half
had too much to drink.
There was an interview that they did with Marty Smith from ESPN did with Clint Boyer, and they're doing this interview, and like mid-question, Marty asked Clint a question, mid-answer, Clint goes, "Hey man, look at that deer up there. Look at that buck head on the wall." Out of nowhere. Like, that's Clint Boyer all over the place. I think Fox has medicated
Maybe
him.
Bringing Harvick in with him will make it better.
Only if it's Harvick up there and it's not Fox's version.
I mean, they race together at RCR. They know each other.
I hope they don't like each other. I would like to see them fight in the booth, and Grandpa Mike will be like, "Hey, boys, y'all calm down."
Hold it now. Grandpa Mike might be running for president as an independent. Where am I?
Oh, I'd vote for Mike Joy.
Is this Daytona?
I'd vote for him for president.
Is this Daytona here?
So,
where we at, boys?
Truck race. NASCAR painted the restart zone in the wrong spot to start the championship weekend and decided to leave it like that.
But they're perfect.
So, perfect NASCAR painted the restart zone about 75 yards sooner than it was supposed to be. They did fix it after the truck race because it was such a crap show for the truck race, but the race was 77 caution laps. 29 laps of that was overtime. They had 4 overtime restarts. Probably should have had 5 technically based on their
they had to race through the debris on the last few laps.
It took over an hour to complete the overtime of green, white checkers. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. I mean, it was insane, man. You had Carson Hocevar got into Corey Heim, wrecking him, ending both of their nights, essentially. He didn't know it at the time, but it ended both their nights. This is where me and Jamie disagree at. I think Carson is just stupid and overdrove the corner because he's hot-headed, because he got past, he got emotional, and he overdrove the corner and got into Heim.
I think he wrecked Heim on purpose and then pretended like he was sorry.
I don't think it was on purpose. I just think
I agree with the dumb shits part, but
I think that's just who he is. But I think that's how he was fine. Corey Heim passed him cleanly.
He gets to play bumper cars.
He got in front of him, and Carson, instead of just getting behind him and gathering his wits back together, getting his composure back like he's supposed to, Carson dive bombed it back in there. If you watch, he hit him 2 or 3 times, and finally he wrecked him.
But, you know.
But I don't think he said, "I'm going to wreck him right here."
I think he did.
I think he ran out of
he did.
brains and just overdrove.
He ran out of brains 2 minutes after he came out of his mom's womb.
But his little hissy fit he pitched was ridiculous.
Oh, in the car where
fake. There's no way that's real.
Where he had a conniption?
He's like,
oh no! Oh no! He lifts up his visor. I'm gonna wipe my tears away.
Right. That ain't real, dude. We know it's fake. You screwed up. You realized after screwing up that
he said, "Oh crap! I'm on camera."
It's like an addict. That's what it reminds me of. It's like addict behavior. He's addicted to wrecking people. That's his addiction. He can't not do it. So he does it, and then he's like, "Oh man, I've relapsed.
I'm going to get me a little wrecking high here."
So when he wrecks him, it's like relapsing. So, yeah, it's like he gets a thrill out of it for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Good show here.
But I think what Corey Heim did was worse than what Carson Hocevar
I
did.
love what Corey Heim did. I do not agree with the fine.
Corey Heim screwed Grant Enfinger out of a championship because of what he did. I think Corey Heim, I get it. I understand why he did it. I don't disagree with him doing it. I disagree with when he did. I think what I would prefer to have seen is Corey Heim get in front of Hocevar, slow him down. Don't wreck him and yourself.
But you saw.
Don't wreck him and yourself. Don't wreck yourself.
You saw what Enfinger did when he was around Rhodes. They raced each other clean.
I know.
Did no one notice that?
That's what I mean. Why didn't Enfinger had every opportunity at the end of the race to wreck Ben Rhodes, but he didn't.
Enfinger is a gentleman. I'm pulling for him next year.
But he's a kid. He's not a kid. He's an adult.
He's an old man.
Corey Heim's like 19 years old. Carson Hocevar is an idiot.
Isn't he like 19?
So Dale Jr. On this podcast on the Tuesday version of the Dale Jr. Download said that in 4 weeks, people will forget what Corey Heim did, but they won't forget what Carson did because Corey doesn't have a reputation for that. I agree. I don't think Carson Hocevar did anything he didn't go in there with the intention of putting him in the wall.
So next year, the Cup. Do they wreck him to teach him a lesson, or does someone like Truex drag him into the hauler and say, what the hell are you doing? You're not going to last up here much longer.
I don't think you have to teach him a lesson unless he does it again.
I mean, Gibbs.
You would have to imagine you've got
Gibbs kind of calmed down in the Cup.
You have Tyler Reddick, you got Truex, you got Dale Jr., you got everybody making comments specifically about Hocevar. You have to imagine he's sitting somewhere right now going, dang, I screwed up. I
don't think so.
Denny Hamlin. You got Freddie Kraft. You got all these guys are talking crap. I mean, I guarantee, I haven't listened, but I guarantee you Door Bumper Clear has some negativity.
Steve Phelps didn't say anything bad about him.
Steve Phelps thinks he has perfect drivers. They've never done anything wrong. Charlene, they're the best drivers out there.
Well, you saw what he told O'Donnell, right? He said, hey, boy, you know what? My shit don't stink. It's platinum.
I still think what Corey Heim did was worse than what.
Nope.
Corey Heim intentionally wrecked him. He went
so did
Hocevar. But Hocevar didn't intentionally wreck him.
Oh, because he pretended to cry.
Yes.
Okay, so it's better because Hocevar pretended to cry.
If Corey Heim would have pretended to cry, then it wouldn't be as bad. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Heim should have pretended to
Hocevar should be sitting at home feeling like dog shit.
I guarantee you he is.
I don't think he is.
Well, because of that, NASCAR has fined Corey Heim $12,500.
Well, what they find Hocevar?
Nothing.
That's because he pretended like he was crying.
You pretend you cry. But that's the NASCAR way. You know, we're talking about personalities in the sport. NASCAR doesn't want a personality. Hocevar,
I feel so bad for
Hocevar did the same thing Heim did, but NASCAR decided Heim was in the wrong. Heim got out of the car and said, I didn't wreck him. I got arrow loose and my car kept going right.
But I made the car 3 feet less wide.
The only difference between that, Hocevar said he didn't mean to wreck him, but he cried. So he got out of it. Hocevar should have got out of the car crying because he got arrow loose.
I didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to hit him. My car got arrow loose.
My car, I can't control my car.
I still think
it's a racing chitty bang bang.
I still think Heim is in the wrong. I think they're both in the wrong essentially, but I think Carson that's just how he drives. It wasn't a one-time thing for Carson. He's an habitual offender.
Know what they should have done to Carson after he did it? Have an official stand in pit road and just
beat him up.
No, hold him a lap or two.
Oh yeah,
make him go to the back of the pack.
Well, they didn't even
make him a lap down.
I think they should have penalized Corey Heim. And
I don't think Corey would have gotten revenge if they put Hocevar in the back.
But what I'm saying is they should have parked Corey Heim for what he did on the track. Because what would have been funny is if Enfinger would have wrecked Ben Rhodes and Heim would have still won the championship after what he did. That would have been funny to me. Because I'd be like, get what you get, NASCAR.
Could have happened. Heim was coming back.
You want it. Well, Infinger. So Ben Rhodes and Infinger had a heck of a battle on the last lap for the championship. They had 4 restarts. Zane Smith missed a shift. Ben Rhodes got into him. His whole right side front fenders flapping in the wind. They allowed the shenanigans by the truck drivers allowed
shenanigans
Infinger to get back up.
You can bring up your great grandmother there. Fran, stop them shenanigans.
You didn't have,
or you're going to go to bed without any supper with them shenanigans.
Great grandmother, that was my grandma.
Stop that shenanigans there.
How far back do you have to go to get shenanigans?
Dude, I mean, my grandfather.
Don't make fun of my words.
My grandfather was born in like the 19th century.
Just because I'm country don't mean I got to speak clearly.
You ain't that Fayetteville ain't that country.
Yeah. Well,
I count cows at my house.
So, but we were talking about Ben Rhodes and Grant Infinger. Ben Rhodes drove a heck of a race at the end because that car was falling apart, and he had to stay out in front of Grant Infinger, who gained like 20 spots over 4 green-white checkers. I enjoyed it. I get it. It was a crap show, 100%, but it entertained me. I did say multiple times, I wish this race would end.
We were texting each other at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
OMG.
This is never going to end. Like,
I want to go to bed.
I don't hate it, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't hate it.
Well, I would have rather start earlier.
Yeah, maybe.
That's about it.
Y'all can wreck all you want. I don't really care.
Start sooner. So I can not be tired.
Exactly.
Ruin my Saturday morning.
So Ben Rhodes won. He got drunk again and did the press conference. I did hear people complaining that they're tired of the frat boy interviews by Ben Rhodes.
Only the frat boys were up at 2 a.m.
Dude, I thought, exactly. But here's the thing. I've never went to YouTube and searched for NASCAR Truck Series press conference and watched the whole thing, except for
Ben
2.
Rhodes.
And both of them were Ben Rhodes' championship win.
Yep.
My wife watched both of them with me. And she don't even watch the races. She watched.
He's the personality we're saying we want.
No doubt. I mean, Ben Rhodes up there like, got the Jake brakes. Just boom, 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 boom. That's the trucks coming down the hill.
Bud Light could turn it around if they sponsored him.
Yes. They missed a huge opportunity the last time he did this, and they're going to miss it again, I know.
No, they need to do his whole season next year.
So what did you think? I was entertained. What did you think about the truck race?
I give it a 7, maybe an 8.
Yeah, I thought it was...
It was time consuming. That's my only complaint.
I'll go with a 7 just because of that. I do think it was a little... it
was sophomoric, the way they were driving. It
very, very, very much so. It was very childish. But it was entertaining at the least. Like I said, I don't hate it. I get it. Dale Jr. is probably embarrassed by it. I'm sure the spotters.
Well, we know Truex was embarrassed by it.
I get it. They're drivers. I understand that. But as a fan, as somebody on the other side of the fence, not making what you're making behind the wheel of that car.
Oh, actually paying. What do you think you paid to get in? $250 for the cheap seats?
For the what?
The last races.
The truck race? $250 for the whole weekend, maybe.
Yeah, but you're sitting up there on that desert hill fighting rattlesnakes all night.
Tickets aren't no more expensive than Atlanta.
Well, they said they were sold out by June. You had to get them on the secondary market.
Well, then I'm not going. I'm watching it at home.
Right. But Phoenix sucks at home.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if I got to pay secondary prices and a hotel and get there, it ain't happening. I'm not going to a Phoenix race. I'm just not. But
if I won tickets and had free transportation and a hotel, I would.
Okay, maybe then.
Dale Jr. offered to let us fly out there with him.
I don't think the race was embarrassing.
No.
I think the casual fan probably enjoyed it more.
The Cup race was embarrassing.
Yes. So let's talk Xfinity race.
Cole Custer earned it. He earned it.
I had Hocevar winning the Truck Series championship, so that didn't work out. And I had Allgaier winning the Xfinity Series.
I wanted Allgaier to win.
I did not have Cole Custer winning. I did not.
I wanted Sam Mayer to win.
I mean, Justin Allgaier spins out in stage 1.
Well,
him and John Hunter Nemechek. I don't blame John Hunter. I don't blame Austin Hill.
I blame him.
That was hard racing.
I blame.
No, if anything, Allgaier should have been prepared for it going in 3 wide.
You know what John Hunter looks like?
An idiot.
Ty Gibbs' twin brother.
Yeah, I just don't like John. Hunter.
He looks like he's a Gibb.
I just don't like him. I liked his dad. I liked Front Row Joe. I did like Joe.
Well, because he's really hardly ever on the front row.
Well, he started on the front row. That's when he caught it.
Finished last.
He didn't really finish. I mean,
he never had a good team though, to give him credit.
Well, you can say that, I guess, but John Hunter. I think John Hunter will do good in the Cup Series, actually, but I don't like him. Let me tell you why I don't like John Hunter. I can narrow it down to one event. It was the Cole Custer tackle. Cole Custer needed to win that race to make it into the championship playoffs, or maybe it was the championship 4. I can't remember. But he needed to win that race. Cole Custer was going to win that race in a Dell Jr. truck for Junior Motorsports. And John Hunter Nemechek turned left in the middle of the turn, coming to the checkered flag on the road course, and they ran wall to wall, car to car. John Hunter Nemechek never tried to get off of him. John Hunter Nemechek wrecked. He Hocevar'd and Chastained him all at the same time.
Dang.
Cole Custer runs down there and tackles John Hunter Nemechek, which I was been a Cole Custer fan ever since. But
Cole's a big boy.
The fact that John Hunter Nemechek did that is why I'm not a fan. I don't like that because I'm a Junior Motorsports fan. And that's why I like Cole Custer, because of that. So that's that. But Justin Allgaier spun out. He still came back to finish second. So the championship 4 finished on the last restart, they were at least 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. They ran all race long. They raced hard. Xfinity Series race was phenomenal.
Premier Series.
It is definitely the Premier Series.
Series.
So, Cole Custer, they have a caution come out with 5 laps to go. We can thank Anthony Alfredo and
I call him Chicken Alfredo.
Dawson Cram. I guess they hadn't had enough TV time, so they added it up and said, hey, let's cause a wreck. We'll make the TV. They caused a wreck, 5 laps to go. It helps
their sponsors. Their sponsors, at least on television.
Look, your only goal, if you're not the 4 championship drivers, is not to cause a caution.
No, your only goal is
at
to
the end of the race.
Expose your sponsor to the media by wrecking good.
Not at the end of the race.
If I was a big conglomerate,
you change the outcome of the race and the outcome of the championship by causing a caution at the end of the race. Now,
well, let's say let's just play a little fantasy game here. Let's just say my favorite candy bar is Goldberg's, right?
Okay.
Goldberg sponsors the race, but they got a crap driver, Cram. Cram's driving the Goldberg car.
All right.
For the whole season, no one's seen the Goldberg car because he's a back marker.
All right.
Championship race, I'm Goldberg's, and I say, hey, I want you to last throughout most of the race, last 20 laps. I want a badass wreck. I'll replace the car. I want flames. I want smoke. I want spinning. That way, the guys all the way in Charlotte watching it on TV just like you and me. Except it was NBC.
Yeah.
But I like my story better.
Okay.
So the Fox guys calling it back there in Charlotte.
You said it's make-believe. So.
It's make-believe. They go, oh, man, the Goldberg car just flipped out. Just went crazy. They're on fire, spinning out, doing donuts. Look at that Goldberg. 30 seconds of Goldberg car. Just I want his neck to come down and his head to dangle. Fake it out.
No. I still disagree with you.
Buy you a new car.
Still disagree with you.
Buy you a new car.
But you change the outcome of an event and you change the outcome of a championship. So, no.
But my company got exposure.
I don't care.
I got my money back for sponsoring the car.
You know who you sound like right now? Steve Phelps.
No, you're not talking like me. He's much more polished.
No, okay. Here,
I'll do it in Steve Phelps language. So, the exposure of the
but that's what I mean.
On the race cars.
Yeah. Y'all would agree. You and Steve Phelps would agree on that. That's all I'm saying.
This is not a gimmick.
On the
Statistics show it.
On the final restart, 2-lap shootout, John Hunter Nemechek overdrove the car. He opened the door for Justin Allgaier and Cole Custer to make a run at it. Justin Allgaier was on
brakes. The doors are welded shut. You can't open the door.
He opened the door for Justin Allgaier and Cole Custer to make a run at the championship. Allgaier was on the outside. I don't think Allgaier necessarily overdrove it, but he was driving as hard as he could. Cole Custer had the preferred line, pulled out to the lead, finished the race under green. Cole Custer's your champion. Do you think Cole Custer goes back to the Cup Series? I know next year for 2024, he's already committed to doing the Xfinity Series.
I would keep him in the Xfinity Series one more year.
I think he leaves Stewart-Haas Racing.
I bet you his dad would tell him not to. I really think.
Okay,
he does another year in Xfinity. He's got to ride at Stewart-Haas.
I think he should do another year in Xfinity and leave Stewart-Haas Racing. Not for Rick Ware Racing, but if you got an opportunity to go drive for Penske, Gibbs,
I'm going to make a prediction.
Hendricks, Trackhouse. If you have that opportunity as Cole Custer, I say he takes it. Get out from under Daddy's coattails.
I'm going to use my AC/DC hat and do a little thinking and predict the future. Ready? Within the next 5 years, this can be Stewart Earnhardt Racing.
So you think Haas is out?
Haas is going to go out. Let me tell you. Junior's sister is one hell of a business person, right?
Don't disagree with you.
Tony wants to go drag racing. So we're going to have the face, and he's going to be there all the time. He's still going to call the races for NBC. Don't worry, folks. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, but Tony's selling stuff off.
But that's because he's running out of money. He's gonna say, hey, Dale.
He could make more money.
Why don't you come buy out, Gene?
What do you think costs more? The All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Car Series or a charter?
He sold it.
What do you think costs more, charter or that?
He's got 4.
Okay.
So this is what I do.
So why not sell?
They're going to sell one charter.
If he's run out of money, he'd be selling charters off.
It's going to happen this offseason. They're only going to have 3 cars.
No.
And then Junior's going to come in the next 5 years.
I think Tony Stewart's more likely to sell his portion of the team than Haas.
See this dude right here?
Yeah, I see that dude right there.
Now, when it comes to the real world, his sister should have a statue right there next to him.
Correct.
They are a badass team.
Correct.
I mean, they're just Team Earnhardt.
But I don't want to see Earnhardt Stewart racing. I want it to be Junior Motorsports.
Well, they're going to bring it back to Chevy.
I want it to be Junior Motorsports still. That's
going to be the Xfinity team.
Junior wants to run the Cup team out of his Xfinity garage.
Well, he ain't bought a charter yet, has he?
Well, I'm just saying that it needs to also enter the same Junior Motorsports name.
You know what he's waiting for?
Cheaper charters?
Right.
That ain't going to happen.
He and I are a lot alike. Have you heard, what did people say about him?
He's cheap.
Uh-huh.
I know y'all are a lot alike.
Yep.
But
except I ain't won no races.
Steve Phelps talks about the charter deal's not even done yet.
Well, that's stupid.
The deal expires at the end of this year.
It's stupid.
If I'm not mistaken.
The only television deal they have is the CW right now.
They're struggling because, don't worry, guys. Steve Phelps said TV ratings are going to be up next year.
Somehow, even though he's not on TV.
Because he said. That's why.
Is he going to do like a NASCAR ticket?
He's going to go door to door, knock on your door, and say, hey.
Every network.
Turn it on.
Buy one race.
Turn it on now. Now.
Buy one race.
Don't make me switch you, boy. I'll whip your hind end.
Well, they'll always have a lot of people watch the Daytona 500. Are they going to pare down the series to just that one race?
You would think if the playoff format was working, the viewership for the playoff final race of the year, the championship race at Phoenix, would be higher than the Daytona 500. Yet it's like half.
Well, we all know big corporations.
Phoenix is down year over year over year. The last 3 years, viewerships went. And then next year, it's going to go to the moon.
The leaders of NASCAR are so arrogant. They're unwilling to admit this car has killed ratings.
It's time for the Gen 8. Just make it. That's all. But
they need to make it.
These idiots think it's going to be a good idea to have an electric vehicle.
They haven't figured out the
They're going to have an electric racing
corn
series.
syrup vehicle yet.
The NASCAR Electric Racing Series with a battery that'll last, 50 laps?
How many times you watch that F1 electric series?
Never.
Uh-huh.
That's what this is going to be. They're going to turn
it's usually buried on something lower than
these idiots will probably take the Xfinity series and put batteries in them and make them all electric. Say, here's our new. Now look, those electric cars are fast. I mean, they will go. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, go. I mean, they are fast.
Why don't they get Elon to do it?
Could you imagine
nothing but Teslas
sitting in the stands though, and all you hear is you don't even hear that. It's just you feel the wind, but you don't hear it.
They
it's
can
like
build
a silent fart.
facing out and just
pipe in the
put
music.
it in the soundtrack.
Like Fox does on Crank It Up. Like it's probably not even the real car sounds going by those cameras, but Fox is playing it in the background.
Well, some of that exhaust is just that stupid beaver farting in the corner.
All right, let's talk Cup Series racing, the NASCAR Cup Series.
Yay, Cup Series!
Christopher Bell in stage 2 breaks a brake rotor and hits the outside wall, ending his day.
That was a shame.
Did you think Christopher Bell had a shot?
I wanted...
Who'd you pick? Larson?
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I did pick Larson.
Yeah. Who'd I pick? Blaney.
You picked Blaney.
Look, Blaney had everything he needed to have to win this championship. I was
except a Chevy.
I thought Larson had the best shot at beating Blaney because Larson had time to prepare. He won first, so he had 2 races to get ready for Phoenix. But Blaney, look, Penske has figured it out. If Penske can luck out and get to the final 4 races, that's when Joey Logano turned it on to win the championship in 2022. 2023, they used the same exact playbook. Ryan Blaney turns it on and gets to the final 4 and wins the flipping championship.
That's what his co-driver Joey did last year.
That's what I mean. Penske's figured it out. So now we need to change the playoff format because somebody's figured out the game.
Let's call it the Penske rule.
Yeah. Make it a 3-race shootout instead of 1.
Well,
but I didn't think Christopher Bell really had a shot at it. He wasn't. He was kind of my Cole Custer.
Have you noticed Joe Gibbs racing Peters out in the championship race?
Yeah, they're all choke
artists.
What's
going on?
They're all choke artists. No, I think for me, Cole Custer was the dark horse. Actually, Sam Mayer was the dark horse, but I didn't think Cole Custer had a shot at it. I actually think Christopher Bell was the dark horse that didn't have a shot at it here in the Cup Series. So I hate that it broke because of a brake rotor. I think he would have been fast. I don't think Christopher Bell had the car to beat Ryan Blaney, though.
I really thought William Byron would really win. I went with...
well, Byron and Larson were strong.
I went with Larson. I was following my heart. I believe I even said that.
The Hendrick cars had nothing to do with Chastain. I mean, had nothing.
Yeah, they didn't have anything to do with Chastain. Nope. Not at all.
No, they had nothing for them. The Hendrick cars just... Look, the Hendrick cars were very unimpressive the second half of the year. They won some races. They had some luck, but...
Where was Chastain for the last half of the season? What did Rick Hendrick really say to him?
I don't know, but
I'll murder your mother and father?
I think Chastain and
no more watermelon?
What happened to Chase Elliott? Well, I don't think the NBC broadcast the whole day did not mention NASCAR's most popular and most famous and most talked about and beloved driver, Chase Elliott.
Chase checked out the whole season. Really?
I think Chase Elliott is taking advantage of the fans' support and not giving them what they deserve. Ooh. If I was a diehard Chase Elliott fan...
I used to be.
So did I. Now, I like Chase because he's from Georgia.
That's I didn't buy a single Chase Elliott thing all year.
I neither. No. And I'm not going to.
I looked at him at the trailers when we went to the races, but I said,
So I don't think Chase Elliott deserves most popular driver. I don't
Do you think he'll
he
get it this year?
I do.
Do you?
I do, yeah, because if it's rigged. It's rigged because there's a lot of Chase Elliott fans who are going to hear what I just said about him and go, no, he's earned my respect and my love and my fandom. No, he hasn't. Chase has done nothing to earn you as a fan. Chase picked you up because of his daddy, and he never earned it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Earned it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. did a lot of appearances. He did a lot of stuff for his fans. He even had somewhat of a personality at the Bud Days.
Hey, if you're
as
under
a party guy,
if you're under 25, you probably don't even know who Dale's dad was.
Probably not. That's sad. I think they do, though. I think if you're a NASCAR fan or a NASCAR anything.
Well, they have no memory. It's only on YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm with you there. Yes, you're right.
But
what I'm saying is Chase doesn't deserve to be most – he doesn't deserve the fan support. He hasn't earned it, nor has he done anything to keep it.
Are you a big Richard Petty fan?
No. I respect the man for what he's done, but
I mean,
never
even for me, it's just videos.
I saw Richard Petty race, and it was kind of like watching Darrell Waltrip in his final years. It was it's kind of like watching Joe Biden get on an airplane. It's just sad. Like, he's going to fall,
or
Darrell Waltrip
on
his last season.
Telling the truth,
Darrell Waltrip on his last season wasn't going to make the race, or was barely going to make the race on a championship provisional, but was going to be a lap down at Atlanta by lap 10.
Oh, and he usually was lap 5.
They put him a lap down before the race started just to go ahead and get the ball rolling. Ross Chastain, I think, look, the Jeff Gluck poll, almost 68% of people said yes, it was a good race. They need to NASCAR needs to send Ross Chastain a thank you letter.
Give him a
bonus.
That
race would have sucked without Ross Chastain.
Give him a bonus. Give him $500,000.
Anything. Give him credit because Ross Chastain is the only driver out there who is willing to race everybody on the track. Everybody else pulled over and let Championship 4 go by. Ross Chastain hung the middle finger out the window and just kept arrow blocking. Well, I see you. I see you back there, Ryan.
I'm going to win the race, Ryan.
Flip me off all you want, but you ain't going to pass me.
You're going to get the championship, but I'm going to win this race.
You're going to do the watermelon crawl behind me. Ha, ha, ha. I loved it, man. You're not supposed to pull over for anybody. Chastain, thank you. Thank you for what you did. You made this race
interesting,
slightly, minusculely
I give it
entertaining.
A 5, maybe a 3. 6 out of 10.
No way.
No,
I voted no.
I'm counting Ross Chastain.
I voted no.
Oh, I would have voted no. I only vote yes if I think it's a 7 or better, but I don't vote, so it doesn't matter.
And it's
my vote doesn't count, just like it doesn't count.
I'm with you. Well, I have no problem with what Ross did. I saw everybody tweeting and Xing and all that good stuff, and they was mad about it. And
hey, Ryan still won a championship. What's the problem?
Ryan was crying about it.
Ryan was crying.
But I thought that was going to mess Ryan up too. I thought Ryan was going to get in his own head because Ryan is kind of
like Ross.
Well, he's kind of hot tempered.
Well, he hasn't even talked.
Let's just say
you think he talked to Mr. Hendrick?
He gets emotional. Ryan can. So
I mean, I hope Chastain realizes he won a race and to forget what old Ricky Hendrick told him.
We did have a late race caution, and I truly thought that when Kyle Larson came out first, that he was going to win the championship. Because that's how it's worked in previous years.
I really thought so too.
But it wasn't like that.
I was screaming, yeah, look at it. He got it. He got it.
Blaney and Chastain blasted by Larson, leaving him in their dust. Blaney just had nothing for Chastain. Chastain had a fast race car. It was probably cheated up because NASCAR wasn't going to look at it anyway.
No, I mean.
So, I don't care if it's cheated up. I hope these guys are cheating.
They don't allow them cheat.
Cheat. The more you cheat, the more I'm going to pull for you.
Help.
Matter of fact, if you come out and say you cheated, I'm going to pull for you even more. You get penalized for cheating and say, yep. Like when Kevin Harvick got hit with the penalty for the window thing, for not using all the screws. They didn't appeal it. I wish Rodney would have come out and go, yeah, we thought it'd make the car faster. That's why we did it.
Gave us a little more downforce.
Or Kevin Harvick say, well, I mean, it added 4 points to downforce, which is almost half horsepower. So that's about 0.3 miles per hour faster. So yeah, I did that on purpose.
I wasn't gonna die.
If they
Couple
would have,
screws.
if they would have said that, I'd be like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm now a fan, which I was already slightly a fan anyway. I like Harvick. He will be missed. But I like Rodney. And now Rodney's got Josh
We
Berry.
get to
I'm
see
good
him,
with
though.
that too.
Maybe he will improve Fox. Because you know what? He improved Stuart Haas when he showed up.
Well, if he doesn't, they're going to call him the closer because Fox is going to close their deal with NASCAR and never do it again. I mean, they've already quit doing the Truck Series broadcast. I mean, that ain't even –
That should
poor
be part
Jamie
of,
Little. Her career is being ruined by Fox.
They should make it a requirement to show up to the race.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Or at least make it – this is what I don't understand.
COVID's over.
No, just hear me out. It could work.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it could work. This is how it works, though. When you look at the broadcasters, when it shows them on TV, they're standing behind TVs stacked on top of each other, which is stupid. You have the technology. You look during Race Hub, you have these cars popping up and graphics behind the people. Why don't you have the broadcast team stand in front of a green screen? But I want them looking at a huge TV that looks just like it looks if they were standing in the booth at the racetrack. So no
That
matter,
might cost so much that they need to go to the track.
they could take the TVs that are stacked on top of each other and have put cameras in the flipping booth at the racetrack looking out. So the TV broadcast team in Charlotte is looking at a screen or multiple TVs stacked on top of each other that shows exactly what they would see if they were at the track. Make them wear the Oculus video things and then do it. And then we would think we would never know they weren't at the track if they were looking at it.
Replace them with AI.
Just put them at the dang track. You want to fix it, Fox? Put them at the track. Make them take a Greyhound. I don't care. Make them take a bus. Make them ride with the hauler drivers.
Replace them with AI.
You're sending crap out there anyway. Send them with the crap. I don't care, but make them go. Now I've ranted about it. I didn't want to. So we had a late race caution.
So to wrap things up, Fox still sucks.
We did have a late race caution. It calls for the
You already said that.
I know, but I'm just trying to catch up because I went off on a rant. I get my head right again.
All right, well, I'm just telling you, you already said that.
For the first time,
You already said that.
we had a
The
non-race
second
winner
time.
win. That was the first time in the format of the playoffs that you had a race driver win that didn't win the championship.
Okay.
That's
It's how it used to be. I'm okay with that. You okay with it? Is Phelps okay with it?
baby. I guarantee you Phelps thought it was the
No.
best race ever.
It's the best race ever. The ratings aren't going to lie.
I think the race at Phoenix was a little better than it was last year, but it was not worthy of a championship race.
No, they need to move it to other places.
Yep. All right. That's really about all I got to say about that.
Look, Brad, you pulled it out and won.
No, I didn't. You won. You won. All right, Jamie, where are we reviewing?
Look, I'm going to review. We stayed at a hotel, the Adolf.
Yeah, the A.
This is not a bad. There was an age problem here.
No, there was problems with the room, dude. Like I have water stains in the corner. There was a
But you didn't man Karen.
No, because I'm not related to the lead legal counsel for the Marriott. So no, I didn't man Karen. But in my room, I had a concrete column in the corner, which looked more like
I told you not to
exposed
pee
wall.
behind it.
No, it was
Brad walked
the
into his
carpet-
room and looked. Oh, look, I can pee outside. I said, no, it's still your room.
Oh,
Look, you can pee behind
dude.
this post.
There is a window in the bathroom next to the shower.
You had a great view out of that bathroom.
Yeah, well, I walked to the window naked to shut the curtain because I didn't know that was a two-way window. It shouldn't be.
Well, I'm going to make
You don't put a window in the shower. Come on, people. No, I thought I give this hotel a 2. The floors were dirty. The bed was uncomfortable.
I had
The
cookies in
rooms
my
were
bed.
tiny. You had cookies in your bed. The toilet paper, your toilet paper was screwed up. Mine wasn't. But
I knew some doo-doo hands were touching that toilet paper, though. That
my
just
river
drove me
view,
insane.
I had a room with a view, which I'm glad because I would have been claustrophobic without it. But
I had a great river view.
We drove home at night because the room was so bad.
My neck still hurts from that bed.
That was horrible. I didn't sleep good at all. I have 4 pillows, and as soon as you touch the pillow, the air went.
Well, I'm going to give them a 4.
So give us the review, Jamie.
4 out of 5.
Okay, why is that?
Well, I'm going to just cut it short since you already gave up half of it. So I had a lot of problems in my room.
That was my review. I
complained, and they gave me the presidential suite. Problem was, it's still crappy bed. Same bed. Brad saw it.
The presidential suite wasn't nothing to get excited about. It was kind of
mundane and empty. It echoed.
It's tiny.
Well, did you notice their marketing was like for little Gen Zers and stuff? They were like underage people drinking at the bar. They had like Taylor Swift posters up. The Adolf is for 21-year-olds.
The Aloft by Marriott in Tampa, Florida is the.
But they did right by me by giving me the best room in the building.
I didn't complain. Like when I got the survey email on how was my stay, I did give them some feedback on, maybe turn the vacuum cleaner on when you vacuum the floor and not just silently get in there and switch
Maybe
it
they
around.
just have one of them carpet cleaners that rolls and the little fingers pick it up.
Maybe that's the problem. But no, the floor.
But my balcony was nice.
I wore my shoes.
Oh, the floor hurt your feet.
When I wasn't in the bed, I had my shoes on. I almost slept in my shoes.
I think the floors were so hard you could land a 747 on it and the floors wouldn't crack.
There was definitely no padding.
No padding.
But it was just, I wasn't impressed at all.
We saw my 100-foot balcony in the presidential suite. What did they have? Plastic chairs.
But
plastic.
That was the problem with the presidential suite is they had the same amount of furniture that was in my closet.
In your little room.
In your room.
Yes.
Like, I go, hey.
I turned the TV off because it echoed so bad in that room.
It was weird. Like, I walked in Jamie's room and I was like, what is going on? I'm like, you could play football. You could have threw a football in that room and not hit furniture. It had a little bit love seat and like an outdoor patio.
And the living room was 50 feet long and they got a love seat. What the heck?
They could have had a bowling alley or
Why
a
not
pool
have
table.
a sectional? Have a sectional.
Have what?
A section.
Oh,
yeah.
Sectional.
A 90-degree turn couch. You know what I'm talking about, right?
A couch with Peronis.
A Peroni's couch.
So if you had a Peroni's couch, it would have helped. Anything would have helped.
They had like a bar table in there. I mean, it's like 5,000 square feet, and the table's as round as a donut.
I know.
It was weird.
Even the balcony wasn't even a great. It was weird. Even the balcony was weird. Like I even told Jamie, I said I wouldn't want to be up here. It was literally like a 3-foot hop over onto the next balcony next door, and they didn't have any furniture either.
I don't think there was anyone over there because I kept looking around.
No,
I think if you would have complained, you could have had the vice president.
You could have called me and said, "Hey, my cousin
complain.
My cousin will hook you up if you complain."
Oh, I think all you had to do was call downstairs after I man-Karen'd.
You should have called me. And then I could have been in the other. I could have been in the other room going, Jamie.
You didn't tell me there was like cat doo-doo on the floor and pee stains on the column.
We could have run 2 cans and some thread in between the rooms and talk to each other on the cans.
Well, you know what was even bad about the presidential suite? The walls were paper thin. I heard everything going on next door.
Oh, the room next to me, I think that might have been the honeymoon suite.
I would have picked a different hotel for a honeymoon.
I was laying there.
Dude, the bed was 6 inches off the floor. I felt like I was parachuting without a parachute all night.
I was laying there about midnight, and it was whoever was in the room next to me sounded like they was having a good time.
Well, it was just one person.
It might have been. It sounded like
he was having he or she was having a good time.
Well, honestly, it sounded like they was using a weed eater in there.
Wow. It was battery operated, but I don't think it was a weed eater.
I don't know, man. It might have been gas powered. It was loud.
Wow.
It was loud. Like
they sell that at the Adam and Eve store around the corner. Gas powered.
So I thought at first, I was like, maybe these people or maybe this person in the room next to me is brushing their teeth and had a mechanical toothbrush. What do you call those? The battery toothbrushes? Electric brush?
That's what I have.
What do you call it, though?
Just a
toothbrush.
Automatic toothbrush.
So I thought maybe they're just brushing their teeth, but
you have too clean of a mind, Brad. I would have imagined other things.
15 minutes into it.
Oh, then the screaming started, huh?
Yeah. I was like, I almost called front desk. Like, I think the person in the room next to me is.
Their vibrator broke. It won't turn off. You know what sucked?
I should have knocked on the door. Like, can you please keep it down in there?
You know why I called a relative? I picked up they had a phone, a real phone.
It said charged on it, though.
It did not work.
Yours wasn't charged.
I was like, oh.
You had to charge the handheld phone. It said charged, not charged.
I looked at my phone and said, I can either call the desk and I'll have to Google it, or I can just pick my cousin and use a contact.
Well, I mean, you were better off calling your cousin.
He knows me. He's like, what's wrong at Marriott now?
Oh, no, Jamie. What's went wrong?
You're at a Marriott, aren't you? You ain't happy.
You're not.
Man, Karen.
He told you not to call down. Karen. He told you not to go downstairs and embarrass him.
He did.
Because y'all are related.
First cousin. I mean, we're really related.
Same name.
Well, that's what you do when you honor the first pharaoh that came to the colonial America.
Came over here from Egypt.
Yep. Back in 1677.
Yeah, well, we were here before you, so.
That's because
y'all a little late.
You didn't want no Egyptians in Georgia, so you sent us to Jersey.
If you would have been in the room, in my room, with the weed eater going next door, what would you have done?
Same thing I did in my room.
You'd have called your cousin like, this person next to me is weed eating. They're landscaping in that bedroom.
There was someone next to me with a cough. And they were flushing the toilet constantly. This is at the presidential room. I heard everything they were doing, but I gave up. I said, you know what? Why should I expect thicker walls up here than down on the 5th floor?
It could have been the air conditioner, I heard.
Boy, I'm gonna say this. My air conditioner said error.
Error.
And it was a Mitsubishi VRV. If they would have had a Daikin VRV, I wouldn't have been in the presidential suite.
Is that what it was, Mitsubishi?
Mitsubishi VRV.
Mine stopped at 68. That's as low as
I thought yours stopped at 2 a.m.
It didn't work. Like, it got quiet. No, that's what it was. Somebody got caught in my air conditioner, and that's why they were screaming like, "Oh, let me out!"
Those Fast and Furious drivers crawled up there after they got caught at the bridge by the cops.
Yeah. All right, so upcoming race is the Daytona 500.
Thank God.
Or the Clash, I guess.
Oh, yeah, the Clash.
I hope the Clash is good on TV as it was in person.
No, there's no future race really to talk about. What about how our fantasy went there, Brad?
So, with our fantasy, lower number wins. So, I won again. I've won the last 3 weeks, but not by enough to catch up. So, I had Blaney, William Byron, and Tyler Reddick. So, that was a total of 28 points.
Oh, Janet LaJoy killed me.
You had Larson, Chastain, and LaJoy for a total of 35 points. Lower number wins.
It's the third week I picked the winner and still lost to you.
I know.
What the heck?
Well, you picked LaJoy. He had a really bad day.
Wow. Janet, call your boy.
So
have a talk with him.
Final score, 1469 was you, 1555 was me. You beat me by 86 points. I
it's
dominated.
Weird. You lost by the same amount of points that I won by.
I know, it is crazy, isn't it?
Does the math work?
So next season, we're going to do one driver, and you can only pick that driver once during the playoffs, and then it starts over once during the regular season, then it starts over during the playoffs again. But are we going to do it next year on the Xfinity Series?
I think we ought to do it on all three.
Ooh.
That's what I think.
Truck, Xfinity, and Cup.
And because there's 3 series, someone's going to win 2 out of 3. And then they're declared the grand champion.
Ooh. I like that. I really like this.
This is how the winner gets it. I have to take you and your air conditioning dealer out to lunch to your choice. Or you take me and my air conditioning dealer out to lunch, our choice.
Okay.
All right.
Now we got something on the line next year.
Yep.
Something for us and our dealer.
I think my customers will find that very entertaining.
That the loser had to pay for lunch.
You're paying for us, or I'm paying for you.
I like it.
I think your dealer will think it's very entertaining.
We'll do it.
They might ask to go to a NASCAR race.
They might start listening to the podcast.
That's true.
We could gain a listener.
But
we got some great
We ain't getting paid by it, but yeah. We do have, dude, once again.
I mean, I even got a T-shirt from a listener.
Yeah, you did. And they think it's so hilarious.
Drinking beers and growing beards. I used to be good at the first one, but now I'm good at the second one.
I don't know why Carmine and Gio think that's so funny, but if they think it's funny, I think it's funny.
They gave me a shirt. That's all that matters. Like, thank you. I appreciate gifts from our listeners, like the stickers, the shirt.
I thought they were going to give you a PBR shirt, but they sealed the bag. I saw them personally. I worked for these guys when I was a teenager. They sealed the bag and told me that Brad was to let them know if I opened it.
Well, I opened it.
He did.
100%, and decided to wear it on the season finale show. So thanks, guys. I greatly appreciate the shirt.
And if your air conditioning doesn't work
to the show
at your factory or warehouse, Marzano Brothers.
Got a great company. They'll take care of it.
Marzano Brothers Mechanical. We can't sell to them, though. We don't have their product. We're in residential. Sorry, guys.
Wrong state, too.
Yeah, it's a long way away.
Messes us up.
That'd be a long drive to take them out to lunch.
It would be.
Woo.
Designed by Sydney.
Oh, yeah. Look,
there it is. She makes some phenomenal stuff. If you haven't, she does the minimalist race-winning driver stickers and NASCAR stickers and Indy drivers and podcasters now. So these are available on her website. I will have a link.
Hey.
I'll put a link in the description.
She's on Facebook. Use her.
Yeah, she's on Facebook. Yeah.
Get her to make stickers for you.
If you follow Race Car Backwards on Facebook, you'll see where I'll post a link to her page on there. But she's been a great supporter of this show all season. Danny Carden Plumbing, thanks for supporting us. You've been
Books by Jody.
#1 sponsor all season. Books by Jody. We had Janet and Eric hooked us up.
Oh, yeah.
Supported us.
Leprechaun.
The Dancing Leprechaun. Deb. Everybody that listens. Brian. Brandon that left us the review, and it's still the only review on Apple Podcasts.
No one's listening to us. Maybe no one listens to us on Apple Podcasts.
The majority of our listens actually come off Spotify now. It's really weird. Huh. I guess our Apple Podcast listeners are now watching the YouTube video. So
I think those people dedicated to Apple, other than Brandon, are probably not dedicated to us.
Maybe. So we started off talking about earlier on the show. We are splitting this show up, so
we're gonna be more racing.
We will be for the people. So what it is, I've actually talked to quite a few people who either listen to the beginning of our show and listen to all the crap we talk and about the stories, and
or they listen to the garbage,
or just enjoy the comedy part of it. And then there's people who just enjoy the racing part of it. So we're gonna split it up, make it 2 shows. If you just like the racing part, bam, you just got one podcast to listen to.
And we figured
if you like the whole darn show, now you get 2 shows.
2 shows. Hour long.
2.
You could drive it.
2.
You can listen going to work and listen to the other show coming back from work.
Yeah. So you'll get twice as much as us.
And because of our work schedule, we don't have more than 2 hours to put into it. So there is other stuff we put into it, but that's night and weekends.
Yeah. So you'll get an hour of each, and they'll be available wherever you get your podcast. And we're going to do video of both. So I don't want to just limit to one or the other, so we'll have.
And we're going to take the lockbox off my tongue, the garbage show, or whatever you want to call it. We'll have a name for it before we announce it. I'm going to get Brad to cuss too.
No.
Yeah. No. It's going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's going to happen.
No.
Yeah,
but we will.
Oh, you said but. But. You said but. I made it. That was B-U-T-T. He said it, but.
You're an idiot.
Idiot. Oh, you said idiot.
I'm going to knock that lesbian haircut right off you, boy.
It's grown out.
It has?
Yeah.
Are you going to recut it before we record in December?
No, it's summertime. It's my summertime cut. When I'm outside working and my eyelids.
So you have a lesbian haircut in the summer, and what's your winter haircut?
I'm supporting everyone by my hair.
What's your winter haircut then?
I'll let it grow out. You've seen it.
For straight people?
Well, I don't comb it much.
You should do a mullet in the winter.
It's kind of a bowl cut.
You should do a mullet in the winter and the lesbian haircut in the summer.
Well, I go to slut cuts to get it done.
Slut cuts?
Well, they wear their lingerie while they cut your hair.
Oh, really? Where's that at?
It's down in Megan.
Well, I've never been there. That's where you get the.
My wife doesn't like it.
You'll get the incurable making gonorrhea.
No, they don't. No, they don't have sex with you. They're legit.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not the Asian place.
No, that's one
Across
of our
the street.
That's our old coworker. He goes to that one.
It's massage. He has stressful days.
But he pays for finishing moves.
Finish him.
Happy endings.
It's like what was that? Mortal Kombat. Finish him. Get the weed eater.
You've confused. I would not have been married for 30 years had I gone over to the Asian place.
You'd be in a graveyard somewhere because your wife had killed you.
Yeah, chop my head off and gone.
Jalad.
She's 100% Norwegian. What do they do when they kill you? Oh, they're Vikings.
Yeah,
they just slice your head off with a sword
quietly.
Yeah.
Continue watching TV.
Yeah.
Pause the TV show. Cut your head off. Hit play again.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all I got this week. You got anything else? Any final thoughts? Closing arguments?
Thank you for listening. We really would not probably do this if we didn't have any listeners.
Yeah. I don't know. We might.
We might, but it's more entertaining for us knowing someone else is listening to our gibberish.
Yeah, I did. When we embarked on this podcasting journey, I never thought we'd make friends out of it, and we have gained quite a few people that I now call friends.
Good people,
great people.
I
never thought I'd meet people doing a podcast. So,
or they would meet us at a race,
exactly, or come in town just to visit us.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
We really appreciate it. We talked about doing a podcast for 5 years, and we were so afraid that, first of all, we had to get over our own voices being recorded. Yeah. That was kind of creepy.
That was weird, but it's normal now. Like, I'm used to it.
Then we had to get over our faces on TV.
Yeah, and now that's normal. So, hey, yes. I mean, NBC, Fox, if you're hiring for your news, we'd be interested.
And because
I think I'd make a great news anchor. Today on WS3 TV.
What about a PR person for NASCAR? So, the race today was very fantastic, even though it was kind of boring.
We're too emotional to be that. I mean, we're not sanctioned by NASCAR.
But you know what has really happened? Our great listeners and us wanting to give them the best we can give them has made us better in our jobs.
True that.
Because this is a practice for our presentations out in the field when we're working.
True that. But thank you to everybody.
Thanks for helping us, supporting us, and making us better.
Thank you. We love you. Continue listening. We will be back in December with a new show. And Race Car Spelled Backwards will be back in February. I don't know. We'll either come back the week before the Clash or the week after. We'll let you know on social media, Facebook, X, Twitter. Maybe even we'll do Instagram. I don't know.
Did Twitter separate from X?
I have an Instagram page, but I don't really. It's a pain in the butt to post the videos, so I don't really.
I'm going to TikTok.
Well,
I want to be like a child.
Jamie's going to start a TikTok page.
To
go along with his OnlyFans page.
How many times do you think I should post a week? Once a day. No, once a day?
Yes.
Do you think people want to see me?
Yes.
Cussing while I drive down the road?
Yes. You should start a TikTok channel and post once a day. I wish you would post once a day on our YouTube page.
I forgot.
You should do a daily update.
I had the password for it, and I got a new phone. And
I'll log you back in. But you should do a daily.
But then it logs me out of my personal YouTube.
It doesn't matter.
I got feeds.
It doesn't matter.
I got feeds, man.
You can switch accounts. I have a personal account, too.
Do I have to download the app twice?
No. God, no. I will teach you, okay? Old one.
All right. Well, let's close it up.
Old B1 Kenobi, I will teach you.
Someone called me while we were recording.
Thank you, everybody who listens, watches, shares the show on social media, shares it with your friends. Make sure you like this, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Check out all our videos. Listen to us on Spotify. If you listen to us on Spotify, make sure you rate us and follow us there. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcast and leave us a review like Brandon did.
My wife wants me to get some Harbarte. Did I say it right? Cheese on the way home.
Okay. We'll add your name to Brandon's. So it'll be Brandon. And if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, send us a DM or email us. We're racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com. And make sure to check out our merch store. It is racecarbackwards.threadless.com. We'll have some new stuff during the during the off season for sure.
No, we didn't thank the Teasley brothers. They're loyal listeners.
Oh, I thanked all our listeners, so they were included.
What?
Lance, Teasley boys.
Yep.
We greatly appreciate y'all. But that's all I got. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will catch you in a few weeks in December with a new show. Until then, y'all have a great one. Have a happy Thanksgiving, right?
Sure, it's weeks or months. December's a long time. We got Thanksgiving in 2 weeks. It's a long time.
And then
off.
December starts.
And then another week in November.
So
4 or 5 weeks.
I think in the second week of December we'll start the new show up. So
we got business meetings the second week.
Or the third week of December.
The pre-Christmas show. Hey, Santa Claus suits.
Yeah. I want to be an elf. You can be Santa Claus.
All right.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great week.
Thank you.
Weekend. Thanks, everybody. Bye.